All right, we're back for the last hour here. Took a little longer on that break just because we were discussing, some archetypes and stuff that was not chosen for various reasons. But anyway, so you find do you want to take a short rest or long rest? We were discussing that too.
Probably should be a long rest because two of us went down, so even spending hit dice probably won't get us nearly an.
If you get lucky on your rolls, it might get you back up.
It's true. It's not back up. We will get back up because once you, it's more.
You're not paralyzed anymore.
Yeah. It's just. I mean, I could, in theory, get back up to full. Can I? Math brain. 3,
I mean, you
8.
do have 5 extra hit points.
I'd have to roll 1 below maximum to get, with all my hit dice, to get up to full. But, I mean, we could do that. Could do short rest.
Completely up to you because I have no clue.
Meow. Just gonna put that next to you. Have a dire attacker. Meow.
What do you think?
Would it be safer for us just to long rest in case we end up having to fight more bugs and losing immediately?
I mean, technically, by the time we got here, it was night anyway, so...
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea to do a long rest instead.
We got a few days off. We haven't gonna be back to work yet.
Very true.
It's true. Yeah, long rest will be... long rest will be safer.
Very true. Why are they getting bigger?
I'm trying to get the right size, okay?
I don't think the tiger's supposed to be bigger than the bear.
It's a dire tiger. Those things are ridiculous. I think they're more deadly than a dire bear. There we go. That's just...
Looks like more fence to make.
And this is your size in comparison to them. Yeah, let me just put you. You're this little square, and that's how big they are. This is big cave bear.
Listen, that doesn't mean we can't be friends.
True. Oh, I'll show everybody what I'm playing around.
I like scritches too.
Yeah!
They could like scritches. Anyway. Okay, so...
Well, the nice thing about dire creatures is they're actually more intelligent and tend to speak like Sylvan and stuff.
Some of them, and then there's the ones that just eat people.
Yay!
People.
That's just... Oh, well, we're definitely gonna have to wait 10 minutes, so it's fine. I'll have more time to use speak with animals.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if we do a long rest, you can get all your spells back, so...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to use any of mine.
So you'll take a long rest. It'll hit kind of into... probably close to morning now, is what it would be outside. So you're pretty sure you're going to have to wait a day until next night anyway before you'd leave. But it is officially the 10th now. I'm just going to keep track of the days here. So what's your plan? You're in this cave now. Things were quiet. Ish. You weren't bothered, but I mean, like, you could tell there were other things skittering around.
Ew.
Not quite such big centipedes, but there were more like centipedes and spiders and small insects and stuff.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Like hand-sized spiders that were probably fed upon by the centipedes.
Oh, now I really don't like it.
But if you put some light, they tend to stay away.
It just keeps shining the flashlights out.
It's like cave spiders. Yay! I mean, you could probably start a fire using nothing that you brought.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you bring wood?
No. I brought a tinder box and like. I mean,
Listen. I have my
I know I
torches.
brought a I'm just curious.
You could use torches as wood, or you could go out past the saber-toothed cats and grab some wood, come back, and be like, "This don't mind me."
Yeah.
Because you could ritually
Use their
cast
chest
you could take 10 minutes, ritually cast the spell, wander out, speak to them briefly, like, yeah, no, mind me, it'll take a little
I
while.
mean,
Scooch out along the wall.
We're just gonna.
oh dang! Why is continual flame not a ritual spell?
Doesn't use materials though to cast it.
Oh yeah, it does. Never mind.
Yeah, it's because it doesn't stop ever, so it costs
Sure,
money.
It is. I think I'm thinking of something else. There is another spell that's like that. I don't think I have it though.
Mm-hmm. The continual flame is the way that you can make the ever burning torch. For 50
Yeah.
gold, you can just be like, my torch never goes out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a fire hazard.
Well, they don't burn.
They don't
Oh,
burn
okay.
other things. I think they do produce some heat, or do they produce no heat?
They don't produce heat. They don't go out with that when they don't have oxygen. It's just magic fire that lasts there pretty much until the item's
creates
destroyed
no heat, doesn't use oxygen.
or it's dispelled. That was the way they lit a lot of castles back in the day when they had money, and they didn't want to spend it all on oil and torches. In D&D.
Yeah.
Magic flame. So you do successfully kind of create a small fire with Mishka's help, and rest and relax, keeping the bugs away. You kind of probably drag for Cell and Thursey close, and kind of the first hour kind of brush away anything that tries to crawl into them.
Oh, I crawl into them.
Yeah, they're trying to find ways into your clothes and little hidey holes or something. Like a nice centipede that you're like, oh nope. Nope, centipede, nope. Oh, spider, nope. Beetle, you're
No,
probably
thank you.
okay, but we're just gonna get rid of you. But after that, they wake up and you all manage to relax. Is anybody getting any sleep in the vermin cave?
I mean, I don't have much of a choice. I'm probably like, ugh.
Yeah.
Just set up a bedroll by the fire. just brush away some more vermin. The bugs are just everywhere. The arachnids and insects. Just you have an enjoyable night. But then you'll all successfully get some rest, enjoy some heat of the fire, and you will wake up refreshed with your maximum hit points returned. Not the maximum from the
Awesome.
spell because it's been 8 hours.
Thank God.
What is
Yeah.
your plan now? You're still by the entrance
Continue.
to this area. You can wander through the caverns and kind of go to the back of it. And it just seems to end in the back. You do not see another way out. At least one that's obvious.
Is there anything that looks like it may have been stone that covered up, or anything that looks like it was covered up by...
You can either give me
stones
perception
or
or investigation. I will take either of those in this case. Perception if you just want to look around. Investigation if you want to get close to the wall and stuff.
I'm gonna investigate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna perceptify.
Nice.
Alright.
In...
You look around.
My luck today.
But you don't find anything obvious. You're not sure how they closed it up, whether if it was with actual, putting a wall up, or maybe they used some kind of magic to close it up. You're not sure. If there was a way to, just by looking around, it looks like it's not obvious, at least, though. So you're not even sure if this is the place, but you don't really know what you're looking for, we'll say.
Uh-huh.
Is the unfortunate thing.
Well,
What can we do? Interesting.
I'm gonna.
Is there anything
use-
we can move or anything?
I mean, I could ritually cast Detect Magic.
Ooh.
Hmm?
Let's see if I can...
Oh.
So I'll do that real fast just to see if there was anything that was magically covered up.
Okay. Use your detect magic. Unfortunately, nothing is detecting as magical right now. But if it's very old, whatever aura might have been on definitely could have faded. Unfortunately. And if the
Old,
material's...
faded or covered up.
Yeah, or thick enough that they can't detect it on the other side.
Yeah. What is it, like a foot of stone?
I'm gonna use my pickaxe and start bashing around to see if anything sounds different.
Okay. Then give me a perception check. Okay. What were you using to test that out with?
I was just using the pickaxe and
Okay.
hitting the walls.
If anybody else is listening on to why she does this, they can also give me perceptions again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or perceptions if you didn't roll before. Okay.
Oh my god.
You're kind of clicking around, and at first you don't really get anything, but Mishka, there's an area that does seem to be a little different, but the thing is it's bigger than you think a passageway would be, but there is an area, so you kind of like, you think you've narrowed it down, but you're not sure if it's because, like, what's going on there. But you can identify, like, this area here sounds a little different. It's very subtle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like a 10. It's like a
can I
10 by 10 area. I'm gonna say, kind of like what it is.
What can I do that?
Well, easy way, you could try digging through part of that wall. That will take time. That's the, like, let's see if this is where it's at kind of thing. There are other places, if you think of any other kind of tests, then maybe those will work to help narrow it down.
I mean, I guess we could continue tapping it around, but I think over here, like, Misha is, like, pointing in that, like, big, gesturing in that big area. It might have something to do with this area here, but, it might take a while to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'll see if I can spot anything. I'm gonna take my little flashlight and try and look for any little indentations, like keyholes or anything.
Okay. Let's see here. You kind of look around, but you're not going to find any kind of keyholes necessarily. Give me a... Let's see here. What do I want you to roll with this? Not another perception, because you just can't read rolling those constantly. Can you roll me a... Let's say a nature. Roll me a nature check.
All of
Where's
us,
my
or
nature?
just
Thersy. It's one of your skills.
Okay.
Yeah, there. Yeah. If it's been rebuilt, you can't tell the difference between the natural cavern or not. Either it's been very done skillfully, or maybe magic manipulated the stone. Like, Mishka, you, as a druid, have heard of your order having more powerful members of you being able to manipulate stone. It is something that your training could lead you to being able to do. So it's like, you could mention that to them. So maybe someone that... And because you probably learned it from someone in the cult. There probably was a druid within the cult that helped make this place in the first place. It would make sense that maybe they used a manipulation spell to cover it up. You know it's probably not that thick, though. It tends not to be. Unless they use... Because more likely they didn't use a lot of spells to do it just in case they needed more.
yeah.
No, if anything, it's probably just more time consuming than anything.
Well, I definitely mention it.
Do we want to try and dig through it then? If it's probably not that thick.
Might as well.
Yeah. You don't really have much of a choice, do you?
Okay. So you're just trying to pick away at the wall for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. You'll spend maybe like 4 or 5 hours working away at the wall. But, and for a while you're like, you feel like you're like despondent, like maybe this isn't the right place. But, because of what Mishka knows, you know that it's probably at least a foot thick. And so you do want to get through a good chunk of the wall. And it's taken time to break through it, because it's like, it does shatter pretty nicely, but it's at least a foot thick. You might be a little bit more. You know, Mishka pushes you forward until around the area that she thinks, like, I'll let you know when I think we've gone too far and this is not the right spot. And kind of like Theresa, you're just like, with one last pick, you're like, this is not the spot. Clunk! As the pickhead just goes through something.
Alright, I take that back.
Like, I told you.
You've spent like 4 or 5 hours working here. You're all hot and sweaty. You're like probably all are really tired because you've just been mining at a wall of like a hard material. Fortunately, when it breaks off in nice shards. But you have to kind of like clean the shards out of the way so you're not like stepping on them then too. So it's a lot like it's not great work. But
can't even sit on the floor and relax.
It does seem like there's another chamber on the other side though that you've discovered.
I'm gonna get my little flashlight out again and try and peer through, see if I can spot anything in there.
Or if we could hear anything.
It's
I
quiet.
have my shield at the ready.
Yeah.
I'm less cautious at this point.
Well, you have like a
I'm more
hole
cautious.
that's like, you know, maybe like fist sized from like the pickaxe head kind of going in all the way to the edge. So you kind of pull it out.
I thought you described us like clearing it away, but
No. Well, this was clearing to this point in time, so you just have this like hole that you kind of can like peer through. It's really hard to tell what's in there. You do see that it's some kind of chamber. You're not sure how big it is. It's you do see like there's a back wall that you can kind of see, maybe like 5-10 feet away. It's really hard to judge, but you don't know how far it goes off to the sides or above it. You know, that goes out of sight.
yeah. Does it look like it's still natural cavern, or does it look like it's been worked?
This still looks a little natural.
Okay.
But like these caverns here, it's really hard to tell where like the magic that created the place mixes with magic that someone might have used.
Mishka.
Yeah, well, I figure for the main part, when you run into it, won't be magic, because that would have been way too time consuming. Would have gotten we'd be getting tool marks and stuff.
Mishka, you couldn't turn into something small, could you, and go take a look around?
Can I?
Just turn you into a little mouse and put you through the hole.
I think you cannot get that tiny yet. You can use... Let me see here.
I don't think size is a restriction.
Yeah, I'm just checking here.
Max CR, speeds. Yeah, no, there's...
I guess
That is not a restriction.
I guess you could change it to a mouse then. Yeah.
Then, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Just,
Don't let the cat spot you.
Okay, question. Do they still understand me when I'm an animal, or...
No,
okay.
they do not understand you before you are a mouse.
Okay, so, guys, if I start squeaking really loud, that means you need to come in somehow, alright?
Okay.
Very well.
Cool. So then I just turned into Mouse's Growthy then.
Yeah, so you turn into a mouse and they like take you up to the hole and you kind of crawl yourself in.
Hobble in.
You kind of squeeze yourself in. So you kind of like plop down to the ground, but since you're a mouse, like, you know, you just kind of like flump down like 4 feet, and it's not much of a problem. You kind of like skitter down the wall a little bit. Obviously, you realize because like the wall is a little like slippery, it might be difficult to get back out there. More than likely, to probably have to dig you out. It's dark in here. Certainly there's no light source, except for, like, what they're shining through.
Yeah, I mean, I stick my flashlight through the hole and start...
Well, you probably have, like, a larger flashlight, so you're just, like, getting the light into the hole.
Do I have dark vision, though? I know, like, my character itself does, but...
I think you have mouse vision right now, which means you can see probably low light. I'm going to assume a mouse might have. So, yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah, this seems to be some kind of actual tunnel of some kind. It does seem to move kind of at a down angle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little like the tunnels you've taken now, except there is a little bit more shape to it almost. Like the before they were like very like oblong, maybe circular at times. This one seems a lot more squared, but it's not perfect. The floor is kind of flat and slippery. There isn't a lot of dirt or anything on it. And it does seem like the end of this is to the one side, from when you entered the hole to your left. It kind of ends in like a kind of rough end that seems a lot like the natural walls you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Rats have dark vision.
Oh, rats do? Let me check good old rat swarm, because...
That's what I looked at. Because I don't think there's actual just rat, but rat swarm has dark vision.
Oh, it does have dark vision 30 feet. Okay. Sure, you can have, like, small bits of dark vision. Yeah, it's effectively the same. It does go for a while. You're not sure how far it goes, though, the tunnel. As I said, it kind of goes at a little bit of a downward angle, and it meanders a little bit. It's not like a straight tunnel.
Yeah. Dark vision 30 is less than the normal dark vision 60, which I'm pretty sure is normal for... So, it's not quite as far, but you can really only see as far as you can move in a turn.
Can I see if there's like, can I see or like hear anything weird over here? Like, more bugs?
No, actually, you don't see any sign of any insects.
That's good. Alright, so... Can I turn back into normal, or do I have to like stay as like an animal for a bit?
You got time. You can be like an animal for like an hour, I think. It can use beast shape a number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down. So right now you can only be beast shape. You can use. I think you use it as an hour at a time, I believe. So you've used your basically expendation of it for now. When do you regain it? Short or long rest? These are other questions I have that I have to kind of like... Okay, short rest would regain it to you. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. I'm looking through this, figuring it out. You can use the feature twice, only up to an hour today. That's the max amount of time. But you can only use the ability to shape into an animal twice. You do regain them at a short rest.
Cool.
I mean, if you wanted to and took enough short rests, I think you could be an animal all day, effectively, if you kept making short rests.
Basically, it's if it's 2 uses per short rest, basically it's an hour, or sorry, 2 hours. Well, or no, it's a number of...
At fourth level,
an hour unless you're
at a fourth level, you won't have to worry about it then, because basically you can use an hour of your time resting to regain the ability to your 2 hours, then an hour in normal, then an hour resting. It would be a really awkward day, but you could do that.
You just take little cat naps.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized, and I'm probably going to, while she's doing this, Oh, okay, question. That amulet, or whatever that we're searching for, the thing that can summon demons.
Yeah.
Have I seen it up close at least once?
You might have seen it at least once, probably not up close.
Yeah, and it defines up close as within 30 feet.
You might have seen it, like... I'm gonna say probably not within 30 feet. Probably it was used during a ritual one time when you were, like, out with the crowds, basically, of followers.
Yeah, because if I had done that, I could locate it with locate object, and unlike before, we are probably within 1,000 meters of it, and I would be able to know if it's here or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or 1,000 feet, not meters. But if I haven't seen it up close, then I can't do that. I'd only be able to search for a general object like it.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? There could be plenty of, like,
I guess
weird
you're
nexuses.
breaking down the rest of the wall at this point in time,
Yeah.
so you can
I was
meet up with
wondering
your
if I should
mouse
spend
friend.
my time casting this, or... and seeing if I can figure out what it's here, or if we're breaking down the wall. So I'm probably breaking down the wall.
You can do it probably after the wall's broken down and you have access to your druid again. I mean, Mishka probably eventually wants to reconnect with you.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. Alright, but yeah, you'll manage to break things down and get everybody reconnected together again. So yes, as I said, the tunnel kind of stretches at a downward angle. It looks a little bit more shaped than the others, as I said before. So this might take you where you're looking to go. You know for a fact that in the tunnels that you used, there was brick laid down. So they, like, you know, added in blocks over top of the obsidian because they didn't want to deal with the sharp stag.
That's why I was asking if there was work stone or if it was...
Yeah, you haven't gotten to the
Because I
work
figured that was
stone
the case.
section. If this does connect to it, it might. But you knew it was when there was expansion that they came across this area here. Then they sealed it off. You're not sure if they ever finished that expansion or not.
Yeah.
But we are close to the time now. And I think this is actually probably a pretty good place because you've reached what you think is the entryway to the dungeon. At least it looks more promising than horrible scorpions and tigers, oh my.
Those tigers were not horrible.
It was interesting adventures today. That's it. And you got some combat in. It's been a lot of sessions since combat. Didn't go well.
Not at all.
I lived.
You did live.
That's my book.
After getting knocked out and paralyzed.
I killed one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I did my part.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Marcel, on the other hand, just kind of got knocked out on the first go.
I just love the image of them, like, just, like, dropping on me, being like, oh crap, bite, thump.
Is we look on in just absolute horror.
Yep.
Like, we warned you, but...
I mean, like, because they were, like, kind of crawling over you, then claiming your body as their own, and they were trying to, like, dig into your clothes, like, tearing into some of your stuff, so you probably have a little, like, centipede damage as, like, the two of them were settling on trying to eat you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy new clothes when I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I saved you.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, so we'll end it here. It's a little early, but before we get into anything kind of major and more dungeony, it's probably a good place to put it. You made some tiger friends, had a little combat, got some more equipment, you know, had some adventures, and you have maybe 2 days to get home. You should probably, you have to
Riding the cats into town.
You won't have a lot of sleep though if you get back on the set on the second, because you'll get back and go to work it because you work night shifts, you know.
Yeah, but we can just ride the big kitties into town.
Yes, next time we come back to the cave, we bring lots and lots and lots of beef jerky, so they can just come home with us. We'll just get a never-ending supply of beef jerky.
maybe,
Her as well.
maybe just like get some cans of like actual cat food. Like have some cat food.
That too.
You just like get like 10 of them and like dump them out into a bowl, and it's enough for one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, we bring them a giant cat bed.
It's worth it.
You're a really big cat bed. Why do you
Just
need
an
like?
actual full like twin size mattress for them.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be it for today. Why don't we go around, say who you are, where to find you, all that stuff. We'll kind of give our exit outros. We'll go the opposite order that we went in. So we'll start with GS.
Oh, that's me. I'm Bubblegum Viking, Twitch and Twitter. And I don't know, I might play some solo Halo tonight because heck Rob. But you know.
He can't Halo with you? Aww.
No, his internet is dead and
Oh.
he's supposed to work.
That's double bad.
Yeah.
I guess he did get more snow than me because he's farther north.
Actually, he only had like a pathetic like little flurry.
That's kind of what
And
we got.
I think it still killed his
Yeah.
internet though, because as soon as it started, his internet has been dying since then.
That's really sad.
Sometimes that little
Snow
bit
suits
of
up.
like, sometimes that little bit can happen. It shows someone needs to come out and work on it.
Fix your goddamn infrastructure. I mean, anyway. So yeah, solo Halo. I'm gonna stop that one. Jinx.
I'm Jinx Jams on Twitch and Twitter. I stream on weekends. That's about it. I started playing Pikuniku, and that's a blast.
Worm.
Yeah, I'm Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or at DiamondWorm on Twitter. And I mean, I stream on Fridays for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this last Friday was the day after Thanksgiving, so I didn't stream, but should be doing it more regularly soon.
Okay. And as for myself, Tanzanaravan Dracovin, I'm here very often. I'm back to a slightly more daily schedule. If you're looking for RPG stuff, there will be a show coming back on Thursday in a couple of weeks. There'll be more on that. I'll be probably talking with people about characters next week because we have the minimum of 4 that I wanted. There's possibly a 5th. I basically got a couple of like streamer folks, just a couple of folks that I've not played with before. I'm happy about that, finding new people, and I'm trying to get a 3rd, but we'll see how that works out. If you're looking for this show and Legacies, should be back next week. Grinding Gears, if you missed it 2 days ago, was great. We're going to have another session 2 weeks from now. We're switching our 2-week schedule to what we have it as now. We skipped 2 weeks just because of situations, so... I should be streaming some 7 days this week, my solo, and then if you're in Philadelphia and coming to PAX Unplugged on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be there. You can find me. So, the rest of the links are down below. So, have yourselves a great rest of your Tuesday. No Legacies today. We're down a person. That's another game I have to get a 4th for someday. Or hope that either Umber or Dunce comes back at some point. I hold out space for them.
He'll come back from, the revolution.
Mm-hmm. Well, poor Umbra, I think, is, like, working, like, snow hours up in Canada, so it's like, ooh, God.
Ooh.
And then, Dunce is in, I don't know where.
He's in no internet territory at this point.
Mm-hmm. You get sparkles of internet from him once in a while. I don't know how well it works.
He tried playing Jackbox with us, and we were doing the screen share thing. We had to put it at, like, the lowest resolution so we could see. It was at, like, 144. And even then, he couldn't see it.
Oh, God. I saw him, like, log on to Siege at one point in time, and I'm like, I want to ask him, but how bad will it be? He's probably playing off of, like, his phone internet or something.
Or he just pings around.
Oh, God. Anyway, but, no. And that should be the schedule for the rest of the week. So, I don't know if I'll do anything else today in place of Legacies of Gain. If I feel like it and have extra time, I might otherwise stream tomorrow for probably some 7 days. And, expect League games to return next week. But just bye everyone before I ramble on even more.
Bye.